Hi, welcome to The Peaceful Home. If you're new here, I'm Teresa Elling. I'm a professional organizer, parenting coach, wife, and homeschool mom to 6 graduated kids. We are in the middle of a series, How to Decorate a Room from Start to Finish, and this is part 7, How to Choose Furniture and the 5 Mistakes You Don't Want to Make. This has been such a fun series because I'm using my guest room, which has needed a redo for a long time, as an example to go through this process. If you've missed any of the other videos, I will link the playlist below so you can get caught up to this current video on choosing furniture. Number 1 mistake is choosing furniture that is too big or too small for your space. You've got to watch your scale. This couch behind me was in my office and it was way too big for the space. So I've moved it into here and I think this is going to be a much better location for it. I plan on having a writing desk with a chair, and while I completely love this chair, it is clearly too big really to sit at the writing desk. So I'm either going to need to put it off on the side as just a regular chair to sit in that could be pulled up to the desk, or I need to find a smaller chair because the two just don't look good together as far as scale. Most often people are choosing large overstuffed pieces for a small room, but every once in a while someone will take a large wall and put a tiny little cupboard and nothing else there. So just be aware of your scale. The second mistake is not having a good layout, which really restricts the flow of a room. One of the areas I see this often is in bedrooms, placing a bed in an awkward spot. In a bedroom, you want there to be an even flow around the room, and especially with the bed, if there is a queen or a king, if there's 2 people in a room, you want to be able to easily access each side of the bed. So that would mean here, or where I've chosen it in the corner. This would be a second choice. It's a great choice because of the wall behind it, and you only have to walk around 2 sides to get to this side. This makes it an okay choice as well. The one place you would not want to put the bed in this room is right here. And I see this a lot. If you are on this side of the bed, you have to walk all the way around. And there's something about it, the way it kind of blocks the entry. You have to walk quite a bit in before you really get to the bulk of the room. And it's just an awkward spot for a bed. So make sure that it can be a focal point, looking at the pillows and possibly artwork or something above the bed, and that there's easy access to both sides. Obviously, that doesn't apply with a twin bed. Usually in a kid's room, you don't have to worry about it so much. Come on downstairs with me. I'm going to show you an example of what this kind of looks like in a living area with couches. Well, it's early morning here, so the lighting might be a little strange. The sun is streaming through the window here. My living room is really a great room. It's connected to the entry, the dining, the kitchen. There's no walls. So in a large room, don't be afraid to bring your furniture away from the walls. Bring it in to create a cozier space. In smaller rooms, don't be afraid to push your furniture all the way to the wall to open things up a bit. The thing you want to be aware of is the flow of your room. So here, if you're to walk from the entry or the kitchen, this is the main way that we access this space. The other spot is coming from either the dining room or the stairs into the room this way. And we actually have a third. If you walk around this couch, you can come in on this side. So that's a little unusual. A lot of rooms will only have 1 entry or possibly 2, but you want to make sure those spaces are clear and that they invite you into the space. I had a little table here that I tried upstairs, and I brought the larger table down because I thought maybe I could switch them, and it stuck out so far that it really blocked this entry. It would have made it really awkward to kind of get around. So not a great choice. This couch is falling apart, fraying at the edges, and it's about time for it to be replaced. I've been considering a sectional for this area. If I were to do a sectional, I really have 2 options. One is to do it right here. The advantage of that, full TV viewing, full fireplace view, but it would block this main entrance and you would really have to walk around to get into the space. The other option would be to put it right here. That would leave my main entry open, but this side If you're sitting here, you really can't see the TV. So if we're having a big movie night with our extended family, we often pull these chairs out and make almost rows for seating. And we wouldn't be able to do that if we had a couch or a sectional on this side. So these are just things you have to consider and play with. One of my favorite decorating tips. Here you go. When you need a fresh space, rearrange it. I rearrange furniture all the time. Invest in those plastic sliders if you have carpet, or the felt ones if you have hardwood. Stick them under the edges of your furniture and you can move everything by yourself. This enables you to push things around, try new layouts, and come up with something that is fresh and new. Number 3 is do not mix too many colors, patterns, and wood tones. Now this really applies to the whole scheme of decorating with what you put on the walls and your accessories. But starting with furniture, typically I tell clients do not use bold color and pattern on an expensive piece of furniture unless you are really sure about it. A lot of people want to try something dramatic, try something new, and in a year they don't like it, and it's one of their most expensive pieces. So this couch was blue and a crazy color, but I thrifted it and I got it for such a price. I thought, even if I don't keep it for very long, it's worth it. Now I've had it for 8 years and it was worth the investment, but just be careful of that. My parents love color, so they were wanting to do a living room redo that I helped them with years ago. And they had a couch that was definitely going to stay in the room, but they wanted to recover chairs, and they pulled this raspberry color out from the couch, and that is what they did their chairs in. Now for my parents, they still have those chairs almost 6 years later, and they love the color. You just need to know yourself and know what you like, and don't try new things or trends with something expensive. The same goes with pattern. Just be careful. In my curtain video, I talked to you about how I would make curtains every time I would come to a new home. I would usually make them out of sheets, often color, pattern, which they're easily replaceable when I go to a new home or I change a color scheme. Some people are really careful with how they mix wood tones, not too many different types of woods or colors of finishes, light, dark, medium. I'm not so picky about that because I definitely have more of a farmhouse country style, eclectic, and I don't mind mixing woods, but it's something to be aware of, as well as mixing metals. Maybe use 1 to 2 metals at a maximum in any space. Mistake number 4, cramming too much furniture into a room. Just because you have a piece of furniture, just because you inherit or are given a piece of furniture, doesn't mean it needs to stay in your home. Edit, cut down to your favorite things, the things that are used. Often too many end tables, coffee tables, sideboards, cupboards are brought in. They all can be decorated really cute, but often it leads to a look that's cluttery and just a little bit too much. My personal tendency is towards the too much, but usually when I'm finished with a space, that's when I edit. I start to take a couple of things out because I realize I've overstuffed. So if you have a small wall that has a hutch and a little cupboard and a bench, step back and look at that. Try just the hutch and see how that looks. Usually less is more.
Here's an example of way too much on one wall. Here's an example of too little. And this one, like Goldilocks, is just right. Little on the heavy side. Here's a just right with a little bit less.
The number 5 mistake is choosing the wrong size rug. Now, I'm not sure if rugs are really furniture, but they're in that odd place of not really fitting with textiles, curtains, throws, and not really fitting with furniture, but this is a common mistake I see when people are pulling a room together. Typically, people use rugs that are too small, either under a bed where they just hit like the bottom legs, or they're almost completely under a bed. A bed should have a rug that sticks out at least a foot around, 3 edges, which means usually an 8 by 10 minimum. The most common mistake I see in living rooms is having a rug that's kind of floating out in the center of a room. it should be anchored to your furniture. So this means either your rug is large enough, and we're talking about a throw rug on a hard surface. If you have carpet, that's different. But if you're going to put a rug on carpet, the same things apply. Either all of your furniture should fit on the rug, or at least the front legs. When the front legs of a couch or a chair are sitting on a rug, it really does make it feel cohesive and like it's all pulled together. An exception to this obviously would be an entry rug or a runner down a hallway. Getting the right size rug or just putting the edge of your furniture on your rug makes a huge difference.
I really wanted to show you guys the placement of this rug under the bed, but I'm home by myself and there's no way that I can get it under there. I probably need one person on each side of the bed and then someone to pull the rug underneath. So it will have to wait until the reveal. The room really is coming together now, and I'm playing with furniture placement. I have decided for this corner for the bed, and you can see that I brought the writing desk in and the couch. I mentioned a little bit about this writing desk and chair, not sure yet what to do with it, but one thing I noticed was having the dresser over here, maybe I need to swap these two. That way I could have the chair kind of in the corner over here, and the dresser would go just as well over on this side. So I'm probably going to give that a try as well. I also worked with several different things in regards to a side table next to this couch. Here's option one with the table on that side of the couch. I think I like this option better, but it still makes for a really kind of crowded entry as soon as that door opens. This would allow me to center the couch, which I think is going to be helpful for my artwork, but I'm still concerned about that table being right at the entry. This allows the couch to be centered, doesn't block the doorway, and it gives just a little table over there at the side. I definitely like trying all the options. This is taking one of the little nightstands and moving it over here to see if that would be a good fit. Here's another little table that I had somewhere else in the house. It has a little bit more of a contemporary feel. It doesn't exactly fit spot on with cottage, but it could blend. I stole that last little table from downstairs, and I also grabbed this stool from downstairs. Just going around your house and seeing if you can borrow something from another room can be really helpful. I'm wondering if this might be the best option. And ultimately I decided I wanted to center the couch, which meant I had to put just a small stool over in that corner. I also made the decision to throw the slipcover on this couch, debating having it reupholstered, but didn't want that in my budget. I really love how this contributes to the country cottage theme that I'm going for. I think it's the perfect solution.
Well, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed this video, if it's been helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. And I would love to hear in the comments what you're working on. And have you made any of these mistakes in arranging furniture? I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button as well and the notification bell, and you'll be alerted to all the other videos that we upload in this series. Thanks so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. Have a wonderful day.